Now, here's Christy O'Connor.
Does this look like a place for little kids? It does to officials in a growing number of states. With women being incarcerated at a rate twice that of men, the question becomes more important. What to do with the sons and daughters of female prisoners? Citing the critical bond between mother and child, more prisons are allowing moms to keep their toddlers and babies with them while they serve their time. It's a controversial solution, but in at least one pilot program, it is hard to argue with the track record. The sound of exhaustion, discomfort, and cautious joy released.
Good job.
She's gorgeous.
Nature's miraculous moment, when mom finally gets to see and hold the baby she's been carrying for 9 long months. Mom Katie is a convicted felon. She's giving birth while incarcerated. And this is a sound that's being heard more often in prisons around the country. The sweet sights and sounds of a nursery. It looks like your typical happy daycare. But it's behind barbed wire and guard towers, here at the maximum security prison, the Nebraska Correctional Center for Women, home of the state's most violent female offenders. John Dahm is the prison's warden.
Well, right now we have 6 children on campus, 4 infants and 2 toddlers that are having overnight visits.
In the United States, prisons are bulging. The number of incarcerated women has jumped 700% over the last 2 decades. Dealing and possessing drugs are the common offenses that have so many more being put here, further fracturing already broken families.
Let's go this way.
70% of female inmates have at least 1 child at home.
We know, as a matter of statistics, that women and men who go to prison and are separated from their children, those children are more likely, 6 times I think is the figure, more likely to go to prison themselves.
Okay, ready?
How can inviting children into prison stop the cycle of criminal behavior? Watch closely. This is a story of 3 women determined to see that their children don't repeat their criminal mistakes. 33-year-old Tamra Morris, serving 5 to 10 years for illegal gambling and assaulting a police officer.
This is my first time was ever being in trouble, was when all that happened. So, you know, I was always pretty much a good kid, and then addiction is a terrible thing.
26-year-old Danielle Denny, 2 to 5 for possessing and dealing drugs. The question is, will having a son and your baby bonding with you, your little one, have a good positive impact on you as far as crime goes or not?
I hope so.
And 31-year-old Amy Delaney, 5 to 11 for possessing drugs, stealing, and forgery.
I started using drugs, and all my sanity was taken from me. It wasn't taken from me, I gave it up.
On this day, a dozen children are in the prison lobby.
I'll just count it as a shirt. How's that?
Okay.
But before they enter, every one and thing must be signed in.
Oh, I got those for my birthday.
All clothes and items noted. All bags rummaged. But that was the easy part. Next, the children are patted down.
Did you get that jacket for your birthday? No.
One child at a time, from toe to head. Officers look for weapons.
Anything in your mouth? Okay. Can you see this?
My point.
Yeah, nothing in there, huh?
No.
Okay, you're good to go.
The guard tries to make it more comfortable.
You're getting pretty big. You can do your own shoes. Okay.
It's been weeks since 4-year-old Sophia has seen her mom.
Shelby, how you doing, big man?
But now she'll get to stay for 3 days.
I'm going to get an eye. Oh, I miss you.
Children up to age 6 can spend days and nights with their mom. Infants can live here around the clock until they are 18 months old. For Danielle, tonight will be a first. Daughter Lyzea gets to stay a day and has visited before, but little DJ never has.
I've never had him. He doesn't know me, you know what I mean? It could totally blow up. He could hate the experience, you know what I mean? And I don't know. I don't know. Never been over there.
Tamara and her little boy Tamir live here ever since Tamara lost her house, car, jewelry, and nearly her life to her gambling addiction.
When I first heard about the program, I'm like, no way will I have my son in prison. But then I saw how it is here, and saw the safety measures that they go through to make sure that they're okay. You know, this though, with this, they're at least they know us. And if this isn't a deterrent to keep on the straight and narrow, you know, then I don't know what is. All I've known is him, and all he's known is me. You know, so if I get in trouble and leave him again, he's not going to know those people. And that's just not an option for me.
All right.
Amy and Sophie settle into their small bedroom.
Why you put your bed like that?
Because I had to change my room.
This is a big improvement from the nothing Amy used to have.
Oh, I lost everything long before I came to prison. I'm not very popular for saying this, you know, among other people who are here, but coming to prison saved my life. My mom already had all my children. I had very limited contact with them because I didn't want to go be around them when I was high, and I'm never sober. So I would see them maybe once a month, if that. So that relationship had already been, I had destroyed those relationships. My children, I'm sure, felt abandoned, scared.
The same way any child can feel when mom is addicted to meth. That was Danielle's drug of choice, too. She is grateful for the parenting skills she's learning for the first time.
Oh, it's awesome. Even though I'm here, it's awesome that I get to see him. I mean, my mom's got foster custody of him because my daughter was with me when I was arrested, so they are wards of the state now, but there's not much I have to do to get him back.
Everything here, television, videos, books, and daily discussions teach moms how to be better parents.
Behavior. Like Kaylee right now is coloring. What if she would color all over your walls? Okay, what are you going to do?
There is no doubt this kind of rehabilitation is good for mom. In fact, a recent study of women incarcerated here showed recidivism, or repeat criminal rates, in the regular prison population stand around 22%, while in the time frame of the study, none of the inmates in this nursery program was arrested a second time. Professor of Criminal Justice at the University of Nebraska, Joseph Carlson, conducted the study.
We can show definitely that it reduces misconduct reports. In other words, the behavior of inmates are better that participate in the program. We can prove that.
Most of the world believes nurseries belong in prisons. The United Nations surveyed 70 countries. 66 countries have nurseries in prisons. The United States is one of only 4 countries that doesn't routinely house kids in prisons with their moms. Here in Spain, for instance, 14 families, moms, dads, and children under 2 years old live in prison together, up to the time the child turns 3.
We have a shower and everything.
In this jail, since there is already a mother-child relationship, why not a father-child relationship? Just because you're a prisoner doesn't take away from your ability to be a father.
Behind the movement to keep kids and their moms together in prison is scientific research. In this documentary, world-renowned psychologist Harry Harlow demonstrates how vital mother-child interaction is in the first months of life.
At 10 months of age, the monkey raised on a moving mother substitute is given a chance to make close physical contact with a human being. His behavior seems normal. He appears to be curious, bold, and friendly. The monkey raised with a stationary mother behaves in quite a different way. He seems timid, cringing, and apparently unhappy.
Harry Harlow's research on monkeys was followed by research on orphans in Germany.
Children whose infancy is spent without mothering can become seriously retarded. This child is 6.5 months old. He has not been handled as a baby normally is by its mother. He is unable to reach out and grasp a rattle, as a child of his age could normally do. He is unable to hold his head straight, or to sit by himself. He has not yet learned to eat from a spoon.
The mother-child bond is the foundation of Nebraska's program for infants and for older children who can visit during the day. It's allowing George here to bond with his mom. She didn't even know he could bake.
No, this is the first time I've seen him do something like this. He's kind of grown up a lot.
George wouldn't celebrate his birthday without her.
Very nice, George.
Thank you.
Today he can finally turn 13.
It's a really big deal because I love seeing my mom because I only get to see her once a month. I barely even get to see her because she's in prison, and I wish our family was back together. I ain't saying cheese.
You ain't saying cheese. How's that?
Amy's older kids, 12-year-old Claire and 7-year-old Anthony, wish it was like old too. They're both now too old to stay overnight with Mom in prison. And do you want her to come home? How come?
Well, because she's my mom, and mom and sons are supposed to stay together. And because I love her.
Because it's unfair and not right for kids not to be able to see their parents because they're your parents. You want to know them. You want to spend time with them. You want to just be with them.
It's pretty simple for kids. They want to be with Mom no matter where she is. It's lights out at 8:30. The guard makes sure everyone's where they're supposed to be.
I love you.
I love you too.